The Blood of Dawnwalker at first glance seems to be The Witcher with fangs, but what's actually going on is the main character is a Dawnwalker. Dawnwalker is essentially a vampire at night and a human in the day. That's where the Blood of Dawnwalker stands out from other vampire games. There are entire mechanics that echo through the game that are based on the vampire and human duality. This is an open-world RPG by ex-Witcher devs who formed a new studio, Rebel Wolves. They've already shown a lot that makes me think this could be something special. I wouldn't expect this one to be the same scale and production of The Witcher, but it has some really cool ideas that set it apart from the pack. The human-vampire hybrid adds some unique mechanics and interesting stakes. You have to balance keeping topped up on blood, or risk losing control at a key moment. You also gain abilities based on whether you choose to consume. We've seen similar mechanics in games like Vampire, but this is an RPG at the end of the day, so you get to choose how you play. You can choose not to harm any humans at all, instead feeding on various animals that you find around the world, and even the act of feeding on humans itself gives you a choice of whether to fully drain someone of their blood, killing them, or just taking enough to knock them unconscious. Just one of many choices that you'll be making. That was a point they emphasized in some of the demos that they showed off. This is a very open game. One of the later goals and part of the game they showed off is to get to a certain castle and confront someone. You can walk straight into that castle early on and confront them immediately, but it won't be easy. It sounds like there's a lot of cool opportunities to try multiple different paths, which means a save scummer like myself will be saving and reloading a lot. Part of the vampire-human hybrid dynamic is the timing of quests. Depending on which form you are currently in, quests can play out very differently. So you can think of Blood of Dawnwalker as something like a narrative sandbox. Narratives blend together and open up based on the actions that you choose to take. There are plenty of nods to the DNA that this developer has, and being ex-Witcher devs, non-linear questing, morally gray character, who makes choices that aren't black and white. So if you like The Witcher, buying this game might be an easy choice. This is a game that is anchored within medieval Europe, specifically Southern Europe in the 1400s. So that suggests to me that we can expect something a bit more along the lines of a Kingdom Come Deliverance, and that includes the combat, something a little more grounded. The combat system involves attacking and defending in specific directions depending on your button inputs and changes in icons. So if an enemy is attacking from the right, an icon will flash on the right side and you have to block or parry on that side. Sounds very similar to Kingdom Come Deliverance, and I would imagine it plays out that way in practice, but you also have abilities, so you can use that pause combat and apply as you unpause. For example, you can use some pocket dust to momentarily stun an enemy. In a human form, you'll have access to occult magic, some for combat and some for other purposes, such as compelling people to speak or to learn secrets from the dead. These spells require runes to be carved on your skin, so as a vampire, those runes will seal overnight. The same sort of combat system is used when you are in vampire form, but you can use vampire abilities and your claws. You can also still use your sword if you want, but vampires have access to a different kind of magic that is tied to their vampirism. Other interesting mechanics that they showed off include the ability to climb up walls and get on top of buildings in vampire form, and a form of teleportation, so there does seem to be at least some verticality, which adds another layer to the way you can tackle quests. There aren't really that many vampire RPGs, especially not ones that are really in-depth, so this is poised to be a bit of a sleeper hit, I think. There are a lot of fans of RPGs that have been waiting for something exactly like this. But while potential is high, it's best to keep expectations reasonable. Rebel Wolves isn't an established studio with years of experience. They're a brand new studio. That being said, they are a studio of veterans who know how to make RPGs, and I think everything they've shown in trailers and showcases has shown that. I'm going into this decently optimistic, but as usual with a plan to wait until we see what review scores and general perception is before I buy into it. I do videos on JRPGs, Western RPGs, and story-based games, so if you like that, subscribe. Thanks for watching.